This is Brent Edwards from Brent Canada Experiences. Welcome to today's edition of the B2B Market Podcast. Today, we're exploring the intersection of financial health and holistic well-being. In 2026, wealth management is no longer about numbers on a screen. It's about community, lifestyle, and meeting Canadians exactly where they are on the court and their daily lives. Joining us is Moya Brown. Moya is the Senior Vice President of Marketing at IG Wealth Management. With a 20-year career spanning iconic brands like Campbell's and P&G, Moya has led the transformation of the IG brand into a modern leader in financial confidence. She is also chair of the Association of Canadian Advertisers and a dedicated mentor. Today, she's here to discuss how IG is celebrating its 100th anniversary by blending lifestyle and financial education through innovative partnerships like Pickleball Canada. Let's dive into our conversation. Moya, it's a pleasure to have you with us today.
Hi, Brent. Thank you. I'm delighted to be here.
Great. It's glad we got to a chance to connect beforehand and share some of our connections to the West Coast and how we stay connected there. Growing up in Vancouver, there's definitely a lot of outdoor sports and outdoor activities. And I think that's one of the topics that we're going to be speaking about today in terms of IG Wealth Management's new partnership with Pickleball Canada. Before we get started, wondering if you can tell us about this move in terms of the new partnership with Pickleball Canada and how that brings financial wellness into a very social and active setting.
Yes. Well, at IG, we really believe in integrated financial planning and working with our clients to look at every aspect of their life. And that includes their interests outside of work and outside of their day-to-day obligations, and extends, of course, into activities like pickleball. And the other reason for us that we're so interested is, as you probably know, pickleball is the fastest growing sport, and it takes place across the country from coast to coast in big cities, small communities, and that lines up really well for IG because we have advisors in communities across the country. So it's just a great way for us to meet our clients where they are, so to speak, literally and figuratively. And that's really what set us down the path with Pickleball Canada.
Sounds it definitely aligns with your mission and the fact that you have financial advisors in all communities, large and small, from coast to coast to coast. Sounds like it makes a lot of sense. Guess it makes building conversations and long-term relationships with potential clients feel less like a chore and more like a natural part of a healthy, active lifestyle. Let's explore next in terms of how financial well-being connects with overall life health. Can you tell us how IG's approach to wealth management is part of an overall life planning strategy?
Yes, absolutely. So, of course, everyone's very familiar in their financial plan with the typical investment approach and looking at those aspects. But as I said in the opening, we believe in looking at all facets of our clients' lives, and that includes things like risk management, cash flow management, making sure they have the protection they need, thinking about intergenerational wealth transfer, and what their family dynamics are. And so as we start those conversations with clients, it's really important, as I said, to understand where their focus areas are, what their goals are. And in doing so, that leads to a lot of their favorite activities and pastimes. And by, as I said, meeting people where they are, it gives a great opportunity to have a broader conversation. And yes, absolutely, we talk about those fundamental pieces to a plan, but it's really important to us and to our advisors to get to know our clients on a much deeper level, so that we can create those plans that really grow and adapt. And in fact, we call it the IG Living Plan just for that reason. So we can really tailor that plan for who they are and where they want to go for both themselves and their family. And meeting them on the court is a great way to start that conversation. and really show our support and foster the activities that many of our clients love to do, and pickleball being one of them.
So do your advisors find that engaging people through fun activities um, is a good counterbalance to some of the more serious discussions that people have around money, retirement, their future? Is that a good kind of counterbalance in terms of kicking off conversations?
It really is. It's been a great way to foster existing connections, make new connections, of course, with prospective clients. And we like to bring forward opportunities to meet with our advisors through activities like pickleball. We also focus a lot on education, wealth education. So we'll do more education-focused seminars. And so it's the combination of those types of opportunities that, as I said, allow us to get to know our clients in a much deeper and broader way than beyond sort of the balance sheet, so to speak, for the family.
I guess that you talked about financial education, and I think the forms of families that we're talking about in the conversations probably changed from when I was just starting my career, and like you mentioned, multi-generational families, and bringing people into these broader conversations that impact the parents and the grandparents and the children and also other connections that families had. So it sounds like having a broader conversation is really important to
It is.
advancing
It's so
people's.
important.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really is. And as you mentioned, I mean, no one or no two families are alike. Everyone's got different dynamics and different things happening in their family. And so it gives a really good opportunity to get to know our clients and extended members of their family, so that as they're thinking about the future, and many people are really concerned and need the assistance of a financial planner to help them think through ultimately wealth transfer, the legacy that they're going to leave for their family,
Hmm.
and really being a great coach in many ways and partner in how to have those conversations with their family members, and then create the plan that's going to help them achieve what they envision for their family, both now and then the legacy that they want to leave in the future.
Yeah, well, I guess we're finding with the best athletes all take advice from coaches no matter how old they are. And I think back to my own experience, what I knew in my 20s versus what I know in my 60s now. It would have been helpful to have a coach by the side of the court give me some instructions throughout in terms of all these different chapters or
Yes.
games during my life. So I've been involved with
Mhm.
partnerships for quite a long time, and I'm curious in terms of how IG Wealth is using financial education to um, you know, make these partnerships and use them to make financial education more accessible and engaging. Maybe you can tell us a bit more about that.
Yes, so there is an opportunity through these partnerships, and we're talking about Pickleball Canada as one of them, as a way, again, like we were saying off the top, where it's a bit different environment. There's some really natural conversation that's happening, and that creates a great opportunity to inject information. We also are the national sponsor for the Alzheimer's Society of Canada. We do our annual walk every year with them. And that's another great way for us to reach a really broad audience. There's so many Canadians that are either directly impacted or have a loved one or family member is going through Alzheimer's. And so this gives us an opportunity to talk to them about their plan and what would be relevant for them. In many cases, we're talking to clients about RDSPs, which are a registered disability savings plan. And so, and there's just, we find a lot of questions out there that people have, and either they're living a busy life and they just haven't hit pause long enough to ask the question, or they're not sure who to ask. And so part of our mission and the goal of our advisors is to be there and really open those doors and create a really welcoming environment to have those conversations. So these partnerships, whether it's at the pickleball court, or as I mentioned, another example is our Walk for Alzheimer's. It's just another way to extend our reach and be in those communities which has always been so important for IG, is to be in the community and part of the communities where our advisors live and work, and to offer that insight and that education.
Yeah, it's as someone who's part of a family who's, had Alzheimer's and a variety of Alzheimer's in our family. I can understand that, and it's all these milestones that families go through, where those conversations actually need to come up,
They
or
do.
be brought up by someone with expertise, in order to make sure the conversations are held. So I think that meeting people where they already play and socialize is, helps get a level of engagement that some of the traditional financial education channels can't replicate. Before I go to the next question, I've got a special message for our listeners. So, to entrepreneurs and families watching, 2026 is a milestone year as IG Wealth Management celebrates its 100th anniversary. A century of service has taught them that the best financial plans are the ones that actually live with you. Whether you are navigating the complexities of a business or planning for a multi-generational legacy, the IG Living Plan is designed to integrate your health, your community, and your wealth. Don't wait for a formal meeting to start thinking about your future. Take a lesson from the pickleball court and start where you are. Visit ig.ca to see how a century of expertise can help you architect a life of confidence and security. So we'll go back to our conversation with Moya Brown from IG Wealth Management, and let's explore some lessons from sports that apply to business leadership. So, what sports lessons do you think we can learn from as they apply to financial success and leading a business?
That's a great question, and I'd offer a couple of things. And one is my own personal experience, and I've seen it repeated, and that is to have a really clear vision in your mind for what success on your terms looks like, and then designing a training program, a plan to achieve that. And I personally have implemented this, learned this at a young age as an elite athlete, of being able to visualize in my mind's eye. I was a competitive trampolinist. That's a
Oh,
deeper topic for another day,
there we
but you
go.
can
Okay.
imagine you need to execute some very difficult skills with a high degree of difficulty and a high degree of risk that comes along with that.
Wow.
And visualization is a key strategy for success in that sport. And I've repeated that now in my professional life. And I'd say similarly in terms of my family goals and our financial goals. So I think that's what it really starts with, is having a really clear picture. Doesn't mean it's not going to change, but you've got to start with that and then build a plan accordingly. And so I would offer that as one critical step. And then, of course, from an IG perspective, where we come into the picture is understanding those goals and that visualization of success, and then creating the plan for our clients to get there, and then being able to adapt and proactively have conversations along the way, because inevitably, as we were saying, we grow and evolve, life changes, things come at us that maybe we didn't expect, and we want to help our clients plan for the unexpected and be prepared so that they can continue to reach and ultimately achieve those goals.
Wow, a competitive trampolinist. Well, and of course, it's an Olympic sport. So,
Yes. You
wow,
didn't see that one coming, did you?
no, I didn't. We've had some very successful trampolines in Canadian
Yeah.
sports history, of course.
Mhm.
But it's interesting about the visioning where you want to go and being a professional as well. And I think a lot of people
Mhm.
try doing it themselves. And in terms of financial planning,
Mhm.
whether it's your business or individual. So having a professional by your side who's done it before and knows what to do and what not to do, I think that's something that more Canadians probably need to take advantage of, since
They
the
do.
services are there.
They really do.
That's
And we believe every Canadian deserves that. We all work so hard. We pay a lot
yes.
of tax in this country, and it's really beneficial to work with a professional who can help you keep more of what you earn, and achieve the goals that you're envisioning for yourself and your family. And that's the role a great financial advisor plays for clients.
Yeah, it make a lot of sense. So I've got a bit of the historian in me. So I'm interested about the long-term vision over the 100 years that IG Wealth Management has had, and want to get some understanding of how this current partnership that we're talking about reflects IG visions for the future financial well-being for Canadians.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So, well, as you mentioned, so we have been, or we're celebrating as we speak, our 100th anniversary, and we've been in Canada all this time to work with Canadians to help them save and have a plan and achieve their goals, and that's what we'll continue to do for the next 100 and beyond. The world has changed, of course, and is continuing to change. And so if we bring pickleball back into the frame here, where we see this going is continuing to give us opportunities to reach more Canadians and to really help people understand there's a difference between having investments and having a portfolio, which is important, but there's a real difference between that and having a fully integrated plan. And that's really a big part of our mission and my mission as head of marketing is, before we even talk about IG, it's really important for people to understand, yes, it's important to have your investments, but it's absolutely critical that you have a full plan that takes into consideration all the aspects of your life, many of which we've been talking about, because inevitably things are going to happen in life. And you need to be prepared. And to do that, you need a plan and you need an advisor who's really looking at all aspects to help you create that plan. And so that's where we're going to continue to focus going forward. We're, if I dare say, doubling, tripling down on that. We really believe that as we carry forward into the next 100 years, that all Canadians really deserve that type of planning that looks across your life. It's an integrated plan. And ultimately, that's what we're here for, to serve Canadians so they can live their best lives and achieve all their dreams and their goals with their families.
Like you said, there's so many parts to person's the financial plan. You can talk about their own portfolio, but it's almost, I guess, going back to your example of being an athlete. Like there's the performance on the day at the event, but there's all the work that needs to go on beforehand,
Exactly.
the way to go after in terms of the training and coaching and physiotherapy and injury management. And I guess it's almost
All of
similar
it.
with the financial lifestyle of Canadians. Everything needs to be considered, and you really need to look to professionals to be able to help you do that.
It's so true. And bringing it back to the pickleball conversation, what we love about our partnership with Pickleball Canada is it's such an accessible sport. You really need a paddle and a decent pair of shoes. I mean, and a flat surface, really, and I guess a net. But it's a very inclusive sport that really anybody can play, and we love it because it's family inclusive. All the way up to people that are living as a single and want an opportunity to go out and have some social interaction. So that's what we love about pickleball. And as I said off the top, it's in every community now and just growing at an exponential rate. And so it gives us a great chance to go out and meet Canadians and really spread this message around what is truly a great financial plan. And then in doing that, bring forward the wealth education that can be really helpful for people. And ultimately, both things together, your healthy lifestyle, your connection to community, and then having a great plan, that's what's going to lead to, healthy, thriving Canadians is that real trifecta of all three. So we're really excited about it. And we're seeing a lot of great engagement as we continue to get lift off on the sponsorship.
Excellent. That's what we want to hear in terms of thriving communities across the country. So Moya, we were talking about intergenerational families. We were talking about individuals that you're able to help through different milestones of their lives. Are there some other groups that IG Wealth Management Advisors are able to assist? And can you tell us a little bit more about the services they're able to provide?
Yes, another big focus area and where we help a lot of Canadians are small and medium-sized business owners. And particularly now with so much, as you mentioned, intergenerational wealth transfer, many business owners are putting in place a succession plan. They're looking to sell their business or transfer it within their family. And this is a really important stage, of course, in people's lives where they benefit greatly from really strong financial advice. So we have many advisors working with small and medium-sized business owners as they put forward those plans and really look at all the key considerations and opportunities as they think about transitioning their business. And I think in the next 10 years we're going to see a massive transition in that space. And so I would just say to your listeners, it's really important that they are getting advice as they're creating those plans and going through that transition.
Yeah, it sounds like having this robust financial life plan, whether it's for you as an individual or as a business owner, is critically important. So thank you for sharing those thoughts with us. So our time together is coming to a close. Do you have one final key takeaway for us about connection between money, health, and confidence that you could share with us?
Yeah, I would say, as I was just touching on, I think the intersection of those three aspects of your life are what are going to allow us all as Canadians to thrive together. And I would just encourage everybody, if you haven't picked up a paddle, to try pickleball. Give it a go. It's a wonderful sport. And if nothing else, you'll get in a pretty good workout and lots of smiles and lots of endorphins.
Well, for me, I think it's something I definitely need to take up. It seems like it would be a good fit for my lifestyle, and got the social interaction and the physical challenge as well. So that's a great a challenge for all of our listeners. And this has also been a powerful reminder that financial health is the foundation that allows all of us to explore our passions to the fullest. I'd like to thank you so much for joining us, Moya.
Thank you so much, Brent.
That was Moya Brown from IG Wealth Management. You've just received a masterclass in community-driven marketing, the link between physical and financial health, and celebrating 100 years of Canadian financial confidence. Thank you for tuning in to the B2B Market Podcast. Be sure to subscribe and visit b2bmarketinsights.com for more resources. Until next time, this is Brent Edwards. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.